Hi everyone, welcome back to my Know by Year. In this video, we're going to be exploring the question of if I could only keep one thing in each category of my wardrobe for another Fashion Without Shopping installment. I'm also going to be sharing if I had to declutter one in each category, which item would be the one decluttered. So I'm going to open up my smart closet, and I think we're going to start with shorts. So we're kind of going from the bottoms upwards in categories. So if I could only keep one pair of shorts, it would be these black elastic waist breezy shorts from the brand Jerf Avenue. They're large and comfortable, and you can kind of roll down the waistband to make them a little shorter. They've got pockets, they fit, they're not too tight, they stretch with me. I actually had these in a size small, as reflected by my measurements, but I have since repurchased them in a size large, and I resold the smalls. While the smalls fit, they are just not how I like to wear my clothes these days, right, with a little bit of room. And I have learned now that the sizing chart is a guide. It's not, you must buy the size that your measurements fit. It's, this is how it will fit based on your measurements, right? And that might be obvious to some of you, but it was kind of a more recent discovery for me after realizing that I'm much more comfortable in clothes with a little bit of room. And it also kind of helps with the longevity of clothes in my wardrobe. The pants that I've bought in my ideal measured size are the ones that are actually on my kind of declutter list. You'll be seeing those later. Because I bought them based on measurements, they fit, but they're not comfortable. They might look better than my comfy versions, but they don't feel better. And I'm just getting too old to care if I look my best versus feeling my best. And if anybody's gonna judge me based on how my butt looks in a pair of baggy pants, then maybe that's not the kind of person I need to be friends with these days. So anyway, the shorts I would keep are these black ones, and the shorts I would declutter are the denim. The denim shorts, I wore them in my first fall outfits video because, again, these are my only blue denim shorts, and one of my kids wanted me to match what they were wearing, and that's what they were wearing. So I, however, find these to be one of those pieces of clothing that is too tight for comfort. Do they look fine? Yes. Do they actually fit? Yes. If I sit down and eat a big meal, am I going to be happy? No. So these, if I had to declutter a pair of shorts, are what would go. And for practical reasons, I'm not going to actually be decluttering everything in the I would let go of this pile because, again, I have a functional reason for denim shorts at some points, and after a few more summers of never reaching for these, it might be time to let them go. This is more of a wardrobe exercise than a practical decluttering. Some of these things might be on the chopping block sooner rather than later, but when I let go of some of those things, it'll probably be sparking another discussion on what I realize about the individual pieces and or kind of results from my wear data that I'm collecting over these 6 months and also more seasons to come. So shorts, would keep these if they were the only ones I could keep, and these would be the ones I declutter. I think I actually only have 6 pairs of shorts, only 6 pairs. Which I do think is more than one strictly needs. I have 3 pairs of this model of shorts, one in a white kind of rainbow stripe and one in a blue and white stripe that match other tops. So it's like the one category of my wardrobe that is worth to have the dupes for are the shorts, the button-ups, and the blazers that I have 3 versions of the same. And then I have 2 pairs of denim shorts. I have white and blue. I would also declutter the white ones because it's kind of the same issue where the denim is really stiff and kind of tight. And then I have a kind of khaki linen pair. Again, I'm not in a hurry to let go of any of these. They don't take up much space, and they obviously get more use over summer. So moving on. Okay, jeans. If I could only keep one, now this is based on what I actually have. In my mind, the Tiffy jeans that are on my wish list would be my one because they combine the aspects of both of the jeans that I have here in my if I can only keep one list. Some of these I've chosen multiple items for if it seems practical for the category, right? You'll see why. I'm going to explain. So the jeans, I have my Tiffy Brancusi jeans, the sculptural ones, right? You've seen me wear these a lot in outfit videos. They did become my most worn jeans after failing my no-buy year and purchasing these in a sale in April. The thing with these is that they're not full length. They're kind of a cropped length. They're sculptural so that they kind of taper inwards, and they do not cover the ankles. So as we approach winter, it is regrettably becoming too cold to wear these. That's why I also have these basic straight leg full length jeans in this list, because if I need a basic full length pair of blue jeans, these are the ones that I feel like are the most flattering. I have a pair of Levi's as well. These ones are Jerf Avenue, one of my kind of favorite influenced brands. They do fit really well, and they're a little more presentable than my kind of low-rise Levi's men's jeans, which are my other blue jeans. So I have these and the Tibby Brancusis. I feel like the jeans on my wish list, the Tibby Sids, would be the marriage of these two, because they would have the sculptural element and be full length, and also be a little more comfortable than these because they're not high-waisted. Again, just having the constriction of material on my waist that's kind of based on measurements. These were bought for my actual measurements. So again, while I think they look objectively maybe better, they're not as comfortable as something that would be looser, maybe more mid-rise. So this is kind of what I'm keeping in mind as I look into adding yet another pair of jeans. I do only have 6 pairs. I have a black pair, I have the skinny jeans, the Levi's skinny jeans that I thrifted for like $5, and the 3 blue pairs that I talked through already, Levi's, and then these 2, and then a white pair. And the white pair have a similar fit to the Levi's. They're like low rise, very comfortable. So they fit in with both, you know, the looks aspect and the comfort. So they won't be going anywhere. What I did do for the jeans I would declutter is I took these utility pants from Jerf Avenue once again. This one is kind of cringeworthy, I guess, because I remember wanting these so much and I remember buying them. And I actually first bought the medium because I thought, oh, I would like a looser fit pair of jeans. And, or, you know, these are denim material. They're kind of utility pants, so they're not the same look as blue jeans. But I sent them back for the small because I thought, oh, they're too oversized. They're making my butt look saggy or whatever. And technically I would fit in the small, and I do fit in the small, but they're just not comfy. And I just regret, I guess. So these, you've seen these in my outfit videos too. I don't not like them. I did have a moment when I was editing that video of the color not being ideal. They're like a little bit light and kind of mid-tone. And myself in general, I guess I kind of operate more high contrast, right? So I prefer either the darker washes or maybe even lighter washes. And this being somewhere in the middle just kind of gave me a meh feeling when I was editing. And the fact that they're too tight in the waist is making me think I should get these to somebody who is the actual size of these or doesn't mind wearing form-fitting clothing around their waist, and pass them on that way and not go through the feelings of slight discomfort every time I wear them. So these would be the, if I had to declutter, jean type trousers. I think I got this idea from Daily Helen, by the way. She talks about approaching new purchases with the mindset of, if I could only keep one, would this be the one? And if the answer is no, then that's probably a sign that you shouldn't buy that thing, because it's not going to add anything new to your wardrobe if you already have something that's more of a favorite. Okay, the next category I have on here is skirts. So I did do a long skirt and a short skirt in each category. So if I could only keep one long skirt, it would be my silky maxi. I know not everybody's a fan of this style, but I just love wearing it, I guess. Like whenever I do wear this, I feel cool in the long kind of flowy length. And it's also more slim, so it's not like poofy and girly. And the waistband is stretchy. Yeah, it's just comfortable. It's long enough. It's a neutral gray base, so I like how it goes with things, and I like how it's a little bit unexpected for somebody with a more androgynous, masculine leaning style to have kind of a long, silky skirt. If I had to declutter one, it would be the denim maxi skirt. And I don't have a lot of long skirts, right? The other longer skirt I have is a white one that's kind of more like a crepey material, so it's very different. And I'm not actually going to declutter this right now, but this is just, if I had to let go of something, it would be this one, because it was more of an influenced purchase as far as seeing the denim maxi skirt trending everywhere on social media, seeing everybody showing us how to style one. And I do like how it looks and how I feel in it. I feel kind of cool. Maybe it's just because it's been trendy and I'm like in with the trends. Maybe that's what's making me feel cool. I don't know. But it is long enough for me, and it feels kind of dramatic. It's got kind of like a kick pleat in the back and a high slit up the front. So it feels like a little bit of a departure from my normal kind of trousers, jeans style, but not too far of a departure, right? Because it's still denim. and it kind of looks like jeans from the front with the split. It's not that far, but then, you know, from the back, it's a skirt. I think it looks good with sneakers, and I do enjoy wearing it, but it wasn't a core piece in my wardrobe. It's not something I wear often. It's not something that I needed. It's probably not going to go anywhere, unlike the pants, which probably will be passed on, to be honest. The mini skirts. If I could only keep one short skirt, it would be the cream mini skirt. The other mini skirts I have are colorful and kind of terry cloth. They're so fun, but they're just not as versatile as this one. Like, I could wear this with a button up, I can wear it with a t-shirt, I can wear it with a tube top, I can wear it with a tank top. The colorful ones are kind of restricted as far as what I can pair them with. And they have tops that they go with, like matching tube tops, and then I can obviously wear them with neutral tops, but some of them don't look that great with like a striped button up or button down. So this for versatility, for comfort, this kind of works all year because you can wear tights with it and it doesn't look totally weird. If I had to let go of a mini skirt, it would be the gray one. The gray one that matches my blazer. Again, not going to be getting rid of this just yet. I want to give it a few more tries with tights. It's in the size medium, so I probably could have got a large and been able to wear it slightly lower waisted rather than have it be exactly fitted. But then again, for this style of miniskirt where it's kind of straight, maybe it is kind of important that it fits just so. So I don't know, I just need to try this a little bit more. And because my gray pants are possibly in the to be decluttered pile, spoiler for the next category, I might see if I can substitute some of the looks that I would use those for with this skirt. So this one would be, if I was forced to let go of a mini skirt, it would be this one, because I just don't have as much fun wearing it. I'm still gonna keep trying it out a little bit more in the coming seasons. To go to trousers now, if I had to keep just one, it would actually be the oat version. Despite what I said about mid-tone colors, this is a mid-tone for sure. However, it is worn not close to my face. So, you know, like even with this sweater, it would be an okay outfit. It would be very mid-colored for me, even with the sweater. It's kind of mid-tone blue. But it's kind of okay. It kind of goes with other colors in a non-offensive way. Either, you know, red here, even the blue, you know, that's fine. Spoiler alert for my sweaters. The thing about these is that this is the only pair of these pants, they're called the Favorite Pants by Jerf Avenue, that I bought in a medium. Now, I wish I had all of them in a medium. The thing is, so on my decluttered list is these gray ones. And the thing is, they're small, and they're actually smaller than the black ones I have that are also in a size small. So I wear the black ones very often for performing concerts, right? Concert black. And I took the waistbands and compared them, because the last time I wore these, I thought, ooh, I don't feel comfortable at all. I have to wear them like pretty much right here for it to actually fit. I'm a fan of high-waisted pants, but this is ridiculous. And like I said, while they technically fit, they're just not comfortable when I sit down. And when I compare them to these, you know, in the size medium, and even the black ones, which have like almost an extra inch in the waist, these ones are just so uncomfortable. And it's sad because I would have considered the gray ones my favorite. I think they showed up in my predictions of what I'm going to wear the most. And now, after maybe outgrowing them, I don't know, body changes, they're just not comfortable. And I sincerely hope that as my thyroid condition improves, as I might gain a little bit of weight in the weeks, months, years to come, I hope that the rest of my wardrobe will still fit comfortably. Historically, before having kids, I was kind of a similar size as now, and some of my jeans are from before that time. So I do think that the size mediums will fit, but regrettably, I think I just have to let go of these size smalls. And what I'm going to try to do is temporarily put away all of the pants that are too tight. So the ones that I think I will rehome, I'm just going to put those away, put them out of my wardrobe, and try living without them, because these pants do still exist online. I could go buy a size medium or even a size large, but I'm going to try not doing that for the time being and just living with a couple fewer options of pants in my closet and just see how it feels. Because I want to reach a point of having fewer clothes. I really do. I do think that the benefits, you know, everybody talks about less decision fatigue, better style, and all of that. I want to experience that. And part of my regret of consuming too much, buying too many things, is reaching a point of overabundance, of having too many options, when it would have been easier to not buy that stuff in the first place, because then I wouldn't have to rehome the things I declutter, then I would still have the money in my bank account or in my pocket, or, you know, I might have spent it on something else, but I wouldn't have wasted the money on things that ultimately didn't work. And that would be the best way to not have as much stuff, is to not have bought it in the first place. But failing that, I'm going to try to use any of these reasons, these pants being outgrown, I'm going to try to use that as a way to pare down my wardrobe. I don't need to get back to the status quo. I don't need to buy these pants in a medium or large to immediately have a replacement, even if I am now down 2 pairs of pants. I still have 11 pairs of pants in my catalog here. Okay, one of them is athletic pants. 2 of those are summer appropriate linen pants, and 2 more of those are kind of maybe less appropriate for winter, like deep winter. But I still have 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of trousers that I can wear, you know, the leather ones, the blue ones, these mid-tone khaki ones, and my lavender ones. Maybe those are cropped, so they can't be worn for winter either. Whatever. Say I have 4 pairs of trousers, and I still have those 6 pairs of jeans. So that's still 10 pairs of pants options that I can wear to work and at home, not to mention all the sweatpants that I can wear at home, right? So 10 pairs of pants is plenty for somebody who does laundry once every 2 weeks, right? And some of these pants, I gotta be honest, these, like this material, these dress pants, they don't need washing every time. My jeans don't need washing every time. They can be reworn, so I think I'm gonna have enough pants. We'll see how it feels. Okay, also on my if I had to let go of list are these army pants. And these are just for my husband. I didn't actually buy these. They're a little bit too big and they're comfortable, right? But I just don't actually wear these. So again, if I was forced to declutter pants from my wardrobe, I mean, these would also probably be on the chopping block just based on wear count. However, maybe by taking out these other 2 pairs of pants, I will be incentivized to reach for these more. It's a little bit of a ostentatious work look, if I'm honest. Like, to show up in these at work, I feel like would be making a little bit of a statement. It's not that they're necessarily too casual, but they are kind of very street style. They would look kind of weird paired with something like this sweater. They don't necessarily pair with most of my knitwear. You know, I could wear a black top, but I do also feel like I would almost be cosplaying being in the army. They are actual army pants. I do kind of like to wear them to casual like parties, you know, like I feel like they pair well with like a black tank top or a white tank top or a tube top or something. Okay, next we have outerwear. So I'm interpreting this as jackets because my truly winter coats are not really up for declutter. My favorite one is the one that I just showed in my video about expensive things. Here it is. Since I have it up here, I can show you the back of it. That is my favorite coat, hopefully my lifetime coat. And it is the only wool coat that I've purchased. My mom gifted me another one. So she brought a black long wool coat that I didn't buy for myself, would not have looked for myself. But since I have it, I will probably use it, especially for concert black kind of events. Going back to the jackets, if I had to only keep one, this might not be a surprise. It might be a surprise though, I don't know. I'll just show you. It would be the gray blazer. As much as I love the lavender blazer, it's just not as practical as this gray one, both in color and design. So the lavender one is double-breasted with black buttons, and this one just has tonal buttons, right? They're kind of a dark gray, so they don't kind of pop out of the garment. What I find with the lavender one and the black buttons, sometimes if I wear it with more kind of cream or brown, the black kind of clashes. So the gray one is much more practical. I like wearing this. It's got a nice easy fit, pairs well with jeans. The lavender one is a little bit more nipped in the waist as well. Not hugely, but it's a little more shaped, whereas this is just an oversized gray. So for practicality, for use value, for wear count, this is the one I would keep. Now, the jacket I would let go of. This might be disappointing to those of you who like this jacket or have liked looks that have been recommended to me with this jacket. And, you know, as disappointing as somebody, a stranger on the internet, decluttering a piece of clothing can be, I'm not trying to project more value than it's worth here. However, I am actually getting closer to letting go of this beautiful brown suede jacket. As I see it in the viewfinder even, I think, wow, what a beautiful jacket. How could I possibly fathom letting go of it? I just don't feel good when I wear it. It's partly the style doesn't feel like me. I guess it's a little bit 70s, and you know, the warm brown I've kind of had my qualms about. I don't think it looks bad, again, but it just doesn't feel like my intuitive style or what I kind of, it's not that I'm saying I'm not a warm person, but like, I guess I am a little bit more aloof as a personality. A little intellectual, a little cerebral, a little... I would say that once you get to know me, I can be very emotionally open and vulnerable. And actually, with those of you here listening to my stories, I do kind of get emotional and vulnerable because these are kind of intimate conversations, which might be paradoxical to say to a bunch of strangers on the internet. But I, in everyday life, standing around, don't necessarily consider myself a warm, inviting, loving, immediately kind of person. I just don't know if that's why I don't gravitate towards the warm colors and the kind of slightly more feminine styles. The other thing is I just don't feel comfortable when I wear this. The sleeves are slightly too short on me when I have it on, and there's no lining. So it's just the suede leather. It's not warm enough to be the outer layer, and it's not cool enough to wear inside. I also can't play the viola in this when I wear it inside. It's a little bit too kind of stiff of a material. Every time I wear it, it's because I've told myself I should, because this beautiful of a jacket should not be languishing in my wardrobe. Again, it's a size small. I probably could have gotten a bigger size to like it a little bit more, but I don't think the design features would be that different, right? It still wouldn't have a lining. The sleeves would probably still be proportionally short for me. And despite the comments that I've received saying that I look good in this jacket, I just don't feel great. I have a black leather jacket from over a decade ago that I prefer wearing. I feel cool when I wear it. It has a lining. It's a little bit cropped up, so I feel like it highlights a waistline. And I just feel like somebody out there would love this jacket, and it is practically new because I just haven't worn it. It's still up for consideration, but I do have a feeling, I kind of know. I know in my heart that this jacket is not for me. And I made a mistake in thinking that it would be for me. I actually had the denim version of the same jacket and passed it on earlier because the shape was not harmonious with a lot of my wardrobe, kind of the chore jacket. I like kind of more structure, I guess. So the blazer structure or kind of the nipped in waist structure. And this is neither of those. So anyway, you live and you learn. And once again, I'm not going to replace it. It's not a category that I need another jacket in. I have, I think, 12 garments in my outerwear options here. One of them is a black blazer that I never wear except for concerts. One of them is my vest. That doesn't really count as an outerwear piece, but vests, for whatever reason, show up here. But I do have 3 blazers that I like to wear. I have a white denim jacket. That's like a nice outerwear piece. I have an army jacket, a flight jacket that I actually do wear. It doesn't feel costumey like the camo pants. It's just a kind of khaki green, and it is warm. It's kind of like a bomber silhouette, right? So it's kind of like rounded. And for whatever reason, that kind of structure makes me feel better than that kind of straight chore jacket kind of style. And then I have like a faux fur that once again was acquired to match one of my kids from a thrift store. And then I have that old black leather jacket. So even if I take out in my smart closet, I've already taken out the suede option. I think I've temporarily put it in accessories, which is where I put stuff I'm not sure about. And I have enough without it. So I just think I should be at peace with passing that one on. Okay. Dresses is the next category. If I could only keep one, it'd be the one for my husband that we got in Seattle when we took a trip there. So it's just kind of a tube top style design, which I like. It's got a little tie, keep it a little more secure. We got it at one of those kind of markets. It carries good memories, but I also feel like I look okay in it, style-wise. And it kind of is a bohemian outlier in my wardrobe. I used to wear a lot more of this kind of style, but I do still feel like it resonates with part of my identity. So I will be hanging on to this indefinitely. And if I had to let go of one, it would just be this basic black tank dress. I don't think I wore this at all last summer. It's short, right? So it's a little dangerous. It's a little casual. I know I could wear shorts under it, but I probably still can't wear it to work. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just don't really use it a lot. So if I had to let go of one, I probably don't need to keep this. It's not the most inspiring stylistically either. Another update is that ganni dress that I was talking about maybe turning into a top, the leopard one, I have lived without this in my wardrobe now long enough. I haven't had it hung up next to my zebra striped one. I just think I can let this go. And I think I have learned that no matter how trendy leopard print is, no matter how much I'm seeing it around, I don't need to have it in my wardrobe. It's not something that I feel drawn to wearing. And although it might look objectively good on my body, although I like how I look in it, although I do kind of feel cool because of the structured sleeves and the collar, I just don't wear this. And I have another ganni zebra dress that I would choose over this every single time. And that one is not even my favorite dress, right? Maybe for winter, I would choose that one because I can layer it with tights. And then, this one doesn't really lend itself to tights. Maybe if I had a sweater over the top, but this one's kind of much more of a summer dress, whereas the zebra one has sleeves and could be paired with tights and boots. I shouldn't bother trying to turn it into a top and ruin it when really I am not excited about the prospect of having a leopard print top either. So I think that one will be peacefully let go of. Okay, now we've reached the sweaters. So I did this in two categories, the pullovers and the cardigans, because you can separate them in the closet app. So for pullovers, if I could only keep one, it would be the bright blue Baba sweater. I just think this is one of my colors, and it's just the iconic big comfy cozy knit. Some people find these sweaters unbearably itchy. I can understand that. This one in particular is not unbearably itchy, and I do tend to wear it when it's so cold that it doesn't really bother me if it's not the softest knit. So I find that, you know, I've seen comments about how there being little bits of kind of grass and hay. I think all of those have kind of fallen out of mine because I have worn it enough at this point. So that is kind of not scratchy to touch, but it's definitely still wool. So if you don't like wearing real wool, you're not gonna like a Baba sweater. But for me, this is the sweater that brings me the most joy. And it's my only Baba sweater. I wouldn't be opposed to having one more, but I'm not feeling the need for it, right? I'm not pining after getting another Baba sweater, but just because of use value, I could see where maybe having a neutral version of this sweater could be useful. It could enable me to wear something like this dress in the winter. I mean, I could do this too, actually. The bright blue, maybe I'm being inspired to just use what I have instead of thinking about a birthday list. Anyway, if I had to declutter a pullover sweater, it would be this white one. And again, for utilitarian reasons and because of the fact that my husband likes this sweater, I'm probably gonna hang on to it for at least a couple more seasons. I thrifted it. It is a Ralph Lauren cable knit. It's cozy. It's not like fitted to my body. And it is kind of like a more feminine version of the gray crew neck that I have that I wear a lot. So I don't know, maybe I should just wear this more, see what happens. It's practical, but I don't love it, right? It doesn't spark the joy like my chunky blue sweater. I also have finally made the decision to part ways with this sweater that I was gifted. It's alpaca, it's kind of got that print. I mean, I, again, was swayed by social media comments. When I posted this back at the beginning of the year, I think on TikTok as well, I got many comments of people saying they love this sweater. And I was like, oh, what am I not seeing? Like what am I missing that people like about this sweater? Maybe I should keep it because if I style it and see that, maybe I'll also feel the same. And you know, I feel like it could look amazing paired with some trousers and boots or whatever, but it's just not a look that I would reach for. And when I have, let's see, 9 options, 2 of them are sweater vests, okay, so let's say 7 options for pullovers. Okay, one of them's a crew neck sweatshirt, 2 of them are crew neck sweatshirts, whatever. 5 options for knit crew neck sweaters, or pullovers, they're not crew necks. Okay, I'm getting all muddled up here. I have 5 sweaters, right? A white one, a gray one, this one that I'm wearing, a chunky blue one, and a pink one. And I really like all of those sweaters. I would not pick this over any of those options. There are things that I know I could probably afford to let go of. This one, though, has been on my hemming and hawing list since last winter. And because other people out there do like it, maybe I'll be able to pass it on and get it into the hands of somebody who really does like this style. And I can be free from the feeling of I'm missing something by not appreciating the beauty of this sweater. Or I guess the thing is, I do see how it's beautiful, but I don't have to feel like I have to wear it or make outfits with it in my own life, in my own wardrobe. I could be free to let go. Cardigans is the next category. This is an interesting one because the one I would keep is the red version of this button front cardigan. The one I would declutter is actually the navy blue version of the same cardigan. I wore this recently and I thought, I'm not loving it. This is the one I had first, right? So I wore this a lot before I ever had the red one, but it didn't give me the same feeling of joy. Like it was kind of more utilitarian piece. It is softer than the red one, interestingly, but like it doesn't really do a lot for me. Whereas the red one kind of makes me feel something, right? Kind of makes me feel more stylish. Like I said, I'm not in a hurry to get rid of it. For practical reasons, I do enjoy having more options. I only have 4 cardigans. I have 1 lighter brown cardigan and 1 cardigan with strawberries all over it. So in the dead of winter, it's not exactly the most seasonal, you know, to have a strawberry cardigan. I mean, wear what you want, but I do prefer to wear it in fall, summer, you know, summer, fall, spring, and maybe not in winter. These are both really good winter colors. So I'm not going to be letting go of this, but if I had to, if I was pressed to declutter a cardigan out of the 4 that I have, this would be the one, and then this would be the one to keep. Ooh, so next category is bags. And I brought out two for each of these actually. So the two bags I would keep are both pull-ins, no surprise there. They are these two, so black and white, which maybe that's not surprising either. I kind of have a feeling that brown is not my best color, or it doesn't feel the most me for whatever reason. Maybe like the jacket I was talking about kind of gives warm connotations. And I like to present as some kind of austere and eccentric individual, I guess. Maybe not. This black one, for utilitarian practical purposes, has fulfilled, beyond my wildest dreams when I was being strongly influenced to buy it by seeing it everywhere online. When this first came out, I saw it and I thought, oh, I don't need that one. Kind of doesn't look that inspiring. It's an open tote bag, maybe not. And then when it became more trendy, I did kind of start drinking the Kool-Aid and thinking I needed it. For practical purposes, it's a bag that can carry my music. I didn't have any other pull-in bag that was big enough to do that. So if I had to carry music around, I had to use a different bag. And so this has become my #1 most used bag because of the ability to carry music, to put an iPad in there. I do like how it looks. And no matter when it becomes not trendy or not, no matter how impractical it is, I had some comments on my pull-in review because I was focusing on why you might not want to buy them. But I do still love these bags. I'm not trying to influence anybody, and I'm not going to be buying any more. I have enough. However, this is my kind of top bag choice. For a smaller bag, the days that I don't have to carry music, this is my if I could only keep one. It's not a small bag by any means. It's kind of a good mid-size. Doesn't carry your laptop or music, but it carries everything else, an umbrella, your lunch, water bottles could fit in there. It fits a good amount. And again, the sculptural shape, it does something for my soul. Moving on, because I don't want to wax poetic on specific items of stuff, the bags that I would let go of. One of them is this brown bag with a little top handle. And it has some of the elements that I like about the pull-ins. And this is not a cheap brand. The brand is Danslant, Slow Dance. Sorry for the pronunciation. I got it off of Poshmark, but it just doesn't really do anything for me. It doesn't speak to me. I think it's objectively cool. I think it looks cool on people. I obviously wanted it and bought it for a reason, but I just have other options, too many other options to ever reach for this one. So I do have a feeling that maybe it's going to get passed on. And then the other bag is another non-pull-in. This cobalt blue. So obviously the color is a big factor in why I got it. I just don't think it looks that great. It's kind of shape compromised and the straps are not adjustable. It fits my phone, but it's otherwise very small and it kind of hangs at a weird spot. This bag only fulfills a color purpose for me, and I would like to have something that fulfills a color purpose and a practical purpose. And I am not in love with this bag. I'm not in love with any of my clothing, but you know what I'm saying. It doesn't do anything for me. Shoes. So I have 2 pairs of each here that I am going to talk about. One is like an everyday pair of shoes. One is a pair of boots. So my #1 would be these Tigers, the yellow ones. I know they had a huge trendy moment, even in this specific colorway, but I just love these. They're like my most comfortable sneakers, and the pop of yellow has done surprising things for my wardrobe. I'm able to wear more neutral outfits and still feel cool because of this kind of unexpected color. My husband has matching ones, which also doesn't hurt. I do love a bright sneaker. So I have bright blue Adidas ones as well. Those I got before I saw them trendy, and they were a close second. So these bright yellows, those bright blues are the ones I would keep if I could only keep one. The daily shoes I would let go of would be these. And I actually do think that these are going to be rehomed because I just don't feel reflected myself when I wear these. I've come to a point where I realize I don't actually need to keep a pair of dress shoes, which is why I was hanging on to these. I get compliments on these every time I wear them. They are an objectively nice shoe. I got them off of, again, Mercari or Poshmark. They're the brand Nis Solo. They've been worn, clearly, but they got plenty of wear left and can contribute to the style of somebody who actually feels like they are the style of these shoes, or that, that's how they want to look and represent. Whereas I feel much too put together when I have a non-sneaker with an outfit. If I'm gonna wear a non-sneaker, I'm gonna probably wear a boot or my Vavea flats. Speaking of boots, if I could only keep one, these are the ones. I do remember wanting these. I didn't see them on anybody. They were not an influence purchase. I came across them on My Teresa retailer online. They're ganni, and I just think they're fabulous. So they're gray crocodile. And I thought a lot about this color because I don't love black. I am not somebody who loves to wear black. I'm getting closer to wearing more black just because it's more practical for letting things like this shine, right? If you have black pants, these kind of pop. I thought about these. I thought about the color. I thought about the practicality. They were one of my first kind of expensive level of shoe purchase. I bought these years ago before I was teaching. It was for my community embedded musician job. So they were, again, like one of my first kind of adult shoe purchases. I think they were like $200 something, which again, for the time, I had not spent that much on anything in my wardrobe before. So I've mentioned before, my current threshold is no more than $500, mainly because of that coat that I purchased. Everything else has been under $450, I think. But anyway, I'm not in the habit of spending that much on one piece of clothing. So these boots were very expensive at the time. And likewise, I get compliments on these, but these actually do feel like me. There's kind of an artistic element to the crocodile embossing and kind of a Western inspired element too, which plays into the Texas. I have actual cowboy boots, which are maybe the second in line as far as favorites. And then I have red Anita Bing boots that you might have seen in a video on this channel already. And I can't bring myself to let go of those even if I don't wear them very often. Again, there's something fabulous about them. Now, there is a pair of boots that I don't think are fabulous, and they are these. These were bought for purely practical utilitarian purposes. They are Doc Marten black Chelsea boots, and they're waterproof. So these are supposed to be like my snow boots because I don't spend a lot of time playing in the snow. The few times that I do, I'm prepared to wear kind of a leather boot, not a cozy snow boot. I do have Uggs as well, although those aren't really snow play shoes because they get kind of stained and gross. So these were supposed to be like, wear your cozy socks, go play in the snow with your kids in these. And they work for the purpose, but I only really have them because of the practical nature. And they are better than like a more classic black boot. I have had Nisolo black boots before that I resold because they had like an almond toe and they felt way too put together and classic for me. These have a little bit of a kind of punk element at least. And I'll keep them for practical reasons, but they're really not my favorite. Okay, tank tops is the next category. In the keep pile is just a basic white tank. In fact, this one needs to be washed because I have worn it and it's got a couple of stained spots on it from small children's hands. But, you know, classic white tank. It's made out of a nice sturdy cotton, again from the brand Jerf Avenue, but it does have enough coverage in the material. It's ribbed and it's not like the kind of Walmart quality of thin cotton. So I do feel comfortable to wear this around the house. And then I chose a tube top as well because I have kind of two categories of tank tops, right? I have a collection of tube tops and I have like regular tank tops. So I had to include a tube top. Lavender purple, gotta have that somewhere in my favorite wardrobe. The striped pink one came close because I do get a lot of joy out of that one too. So if I could choose one printed and one plain, it'd be the lavender and the pink stripe. But these are the ones that I would keep. Love how I feel in both of these tank top options. The one I would let go of is this navy linen tank. And it's actually been on the chopping block a couple of times because I never wear it. But it is very practical. So I keep on thinking like, maybe if especially for work, right? Like it's a tank top, but it's not form-fitting and it's high neck, or you can flip it so that it's got a lower neck and a higher back. And for practical reasons, I've been keeping this around. Navy is one of my colors that I like to wear. It's like a substitute for black in my wardrobe. For now, I will hang on to it and see what happens in the seasons to come. Especially if I do more work over the summer, this might become a practical piece. I have a lot of tank tops though. Okay, short sleeve t-shirts. I have two in the keep category. One graphic, which might not surprise anybody here. It's my penguin t-shirt. Feels personal with the Omaha Zoo design. And the colors are exactly what I like. The light blue, the purple, lavender goes with a lot of my stuff. Oversized. I chose one fitted as if I could only keep one, because I feel like that's kind of its own category. So the fitted black shirt, I noticed, you know, when I wore this in my financial video recently where I shared what I have made on YouTube, I really liked actually how I looked in this form-fitted black t-shirt. Didn't love the necklaces, but I liked the t-shirt itself. So I think, again, I'm starting to wear more black in everyday life and to enjoy how I look in it. And I do think it can kind of give a little bit of an edgy element. You know, like I could wear these with my trousers or my camouflage pants, and it's kind of a polished outfit, even being a t-shirt. Did I have a t-shirt that I would let go of? I did, but where did it go? let's see. The t-shirt I would let go of, if I had to let go of one, would be the plain white COS t-shirt. The specific shirt was influenced. I heard a lot of people talk about how the COS, whatever it is, everyday t-shirt or something, was the best one. The cotton is thick and high quality, and the shape, the collar stays nice, and yeah, all that's true. It's just so boring, right? This doesn't fill me with joy. I wear it as a layering piece sometimes under a sweatshirt or under my sweater vest, but I have graphic white t-shirts that I could do that with too. It just doesn't do anything for my wardrobe. I might keep it for practical reasons again, but I'm not going to be repurchasing a simple white t-shirt. Wardrobe essential, not for me. Long sleeve t-shirts. The one I would keep is actually this striped one from Cezanne. And it's kind of got a boat neck, and it's not fully long sleeved, and it's also not form fitting. So it's kind of a straighter design. It does look good tucked in my opinion. I've worn this more often than I thought. And I have actually liked it more every time I've worn it than I thought as well. So this has been the unexpected front runner. Maybe not unexpected though, because the rest of my long sleeve shirts here, except for the black sweater, are more form-fitting. These were already on my list of things I didn't think I was gonna wear very much, and I actually think I'm gonna pass this teal one on. And even in my wardrobe picture here, I have a placeholder for this in cobalt blue. I do think if I were to swap this for cobalt blue, which I don't think is a current color, but I've seen some floating around on the secondhand markets. If I were to replace this, I think I would get a lot more wear out of it just because a form-fitted cobalt blue would do something for me. Like, it would make me feel a certain way, excited to wear it because it's one of my kind of pop of color colors. This is another kind of dusty mid-tone, and while it might look objectively fine, I just don't feel powerful in it. I don't feel inspired. I don't feel confident necessarily. And, you know, it's not that my clothes are what gives me confidence, but I would feel better in a different color of this shirt. Even the black kind of sweater form-fitted option would probably be better than this one. And then this gray one is probably, if I had to let go of a long sleeve, it might be this one too. But again, I'm going to keep it for practical value because there are times that a gray long sleeve looks nice. Okay, next is blouses. For me, this category includes button downs. So if I could only keep one, it would be the blue button down. Again, probably not a surprise to any of you who have seen my content so far, although I didn't wear this in my first outfits of fall, I don't think. However, when I look at all of my blouses and think of my experience wearing them all, this is the one that I feel like I get the most out of. And I should probably wear it some more. Should probably remind myself of that. I do like to layer it over a tube top and wear it with jeans. To me, that's like a nice casual work look. Maybe I'll try to do that this week. Actually, I don't think I wore any of my blouses in my first outfits, come to think of it. I wore my gray tie front one with the matching skirt and my white button down. So maybe that should be the one that I keep if I only kept one. Anyway, the one I would let go of is actually this one. And some of the same reasons are popping up, right? The mid-tone, the feminine details, the slightly too short sleeves. It's almost like these two wardrobes belong to two different people, right? If I could only keep one, it would be this wardrobe. And if I had to let go of one, it would be this wardrobe here with the warm tones, the mid-tones, the more feminine, shorter sleeves, things like that. So it's very interesting. I think I can use this information to avoid purchasing mistakes in the future. I mean, I'm not looking to be making many purchases at all in the future, but the purchases that I do make, I think I'll be able to consider much more carefully, much more realistically based on both the wear data that I'm collecting and this kind of experiments, right? Where I look at my favorites versus my least favorites. And if it has details that remind me of my least favorites, again, I'm going to keep this top around because it's the only one I have that's like this. And there might be the times, it's a good St. Patrick's Day top too, actually, right? It's the only green thing like this that I have in my wardrobe. So there are practical occasions, especially if I'm performing a concert themed on St. Patrick's Day, which has happened before. So I will keep this, but you know, there are patterns here that I'm noticing. And then finally, I think we've reached the loungewear, which I just kind of threw in as a bonus. My favorite loungewear options are my crew necks that have the graphics on them, sweatshirt that I bought this year, and the Debussy Great Wave sweatshirt that I already owned. This company was actually having a going out of business sale, or like they were closing, and there was another sweatshirt that I was kind of interested in with the Handel Halvorsen Passacaglia and like a keyboard graphic on it, so like the same kind of art print. And I was looking at it, I was like, maybe I should buy it. They're having a sale because they're going out of business, all these will not be available anymore. They're very kind of niche music related things. And then I thought, you know, I already have the one that I like, so I don't need another one because I would choose to wear this one more often than not. And given the wealth of options that I have, right? I have the buffalo sweatshirt, I have other sweaters. I really don't need to add one more. And it doesn't matter how much it costs or if it's on sale or if I won't be able to get one again. I have my favorite. So it's working, people. The no buy ear is working. It's changing my approach. I'm not as susceptible to FOMO, sales, and wanting to add more of what I like. Good news. And then the loungewear pants are these Adidas ones. You might have seen me wear these in several videos, and they are kind of my go-to home loungewear. What I've found is that this material, it's not the fleece sweatpant material that I have in basically every other sweatpant. And I actually am considering when some of my sweatpants wear out, because my fleece ones do stain fairly easily, they shrink, they pill, and I eventually will want to have another pair like this because of the longevity that these have demonstrated. I mean, they are kind of having a trend moment, I feel like, or have been for the past 2 years, but I don't really care about that. I've had these in my wardrobe, or some version of these, for before the trends, and I will continue to have them after the trends. It's nice that the trends are kind of presenting new ways to style them. You know, people going out in these with heels, and I had them with my heeled boots on in another video. You know, the same video with my red boots where I featured those. But I might have another pair of these, maybe another in my beloved cobalt blue color, on my radar. Part of it is because the holiday season is approaching, and gifts are still kind of a part of that for me and my family's traditions. I might have done a chat on that already on this channel. If not, it's coming. Again, using what I know practically about the way I use my stuff, I am approaching it in a slower and more conscious way based on more practical aspects of use, value, and quality and cost and financial sustainable responsibility. Anyway, more on all that later. These are my favorite loungewear, athletic wear pants. If I had to let go of one thing in these categories, it would be my Adidas sweat set. I covered part of the reasons already. These, when they get stained, for whatever reason, some of the stains don't come out. Like there's a stain at the front of the sweatshirt there I've put stain remover on several times and let it soak in and scrubbed it. It just doesn't come out. I don't know why. And right now it's like all stained because I've been wearing it. Right now it's still functional because it's like my home wear, where if it gets totally wrecked, it's a low stakes piece, because this probably will eventually get cut up for towels and then leave our lives completely when they run out of use value in the terms of material. Same with the pants. There's stains on the backside here that I have washed repeatedly. They just won't come out. And I have learned now that if I want longevity in kind of my home leisure wear, I should probably go for the more performance polyester. Again, something that can be found secondhand and keep in my wardrobe longer than something like this that absorbs the stains and has limited use value, to be honest, because the black pants I feel like I could wear out as part of an outfit. I wouldn't have to change if I'm wearing those at home. Whereas this set, I did used to wear it out for maternity wear because you can kind of get away with anything during that stage. You can get away with anything anytime, right? Don't let me suggest that you have to dress a certain way or present yourself a certain way. That's not what I'm doing. However, I'm just saying from my own personal comfort level, I like the look of the black pants more. And I could see the next time I go to replace some sweatpants, which will happen when the time is right. I'm not in a rush to do so. I will approach it with that in mind. Once again, the first method of approach is to just let them go without replacing. And then if I do find that I feel the hole in my wardrobe or the dearth of options after having gotten rid of some of the worse for wear sweatpants and sweatshirts, the non-graphic ones, I can then approach in a slow, conscious way based on the real data from my favorites after consciously going through everything that I own and what I would let go of, again, having done the same process. So if you haven't done this in your own wardrobe or your own collections of stuff, anything that you have multiples of, right? Clothing is just kind of my category of what I kind of get influenced to buy most, or what I start wanting and looking at most, what I get interested in most, even not influenced. So that's why I have this series on here about fashion without shopping. But you could do this for anything. You could do this for books. You could do this for accessories, jewelry, hair stuff, makeup. What is your favorite in each category? And does that thing mean you don't have to buy any more? Can you use that as a reminder to yourself that you don't need another one in this category unless it's going to take the place of your favorite, and unless you can use up, do it in a conscious way. Do it when you've used up your favorite, or if you actually need two of this thing in your life. You can evaluate it in a much more systematic way. All right, I think I've been talking for way too long today. I will say bye for now and see you in the next one.